So I spoke about the Vikings having competition in the Viking video, and this is a team that I think is going to give the Vikings a lot of trouble this season coming up forward. And that team I'm talking about is the Detroit Lions. Let's just go through the depth chart real quickly here. They still have Jared Goff as their starting quarterback. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater just in case they need to, replace him. Fair. You also still have Amon St. Brown here. Jameis Williams is suspended. I don't know how long he's suspended for, but I mean, this is a decent receiving core. Once Williams comes back, Marvin Jones Jr., Amon St. Brown, not bad. The tight end position, kind of not proven yet. Also, besides the center, really, with Frank Ragnow, I'm not really sold on the offensive line that much. I mean, Sitwell has shown to be a decent lineman last year. We'll see if he can prove it again this year. I think last year was his rookie season, so this year we're going to see what he can do here moving forward. The big story here for the Detroit Lions on offense is that they brought in a rookie running back from the draft. I'm talking about Gibbs. We'll see if he adds a spark to this offense, something new, something entertaining. I mean, last year the Lions was actually a decent passing team. Not really good on the ground, so adding a running back here, we'll see if they can actually get the run game going, and we'll see how it goes as well. They also bring in David Montgomery as well. I mean, they got rid of a lot of running backs to the Lions. I know, like, a lot of people are saying that, what's his name? I can't think of the names off the top of my head, but the Lion running backs that were really good. It's just last year they weren't really using him that well. They couldn't get really, like, separation. They couldn't get open, in my opinion. And, like, the running back game was kind of lackluster in Detroit last season. So we're going to see if Gibbs and David Montgomery can add a spark to this Lion offense. And, we'll go from there. On the defensive side of the ball, of course, you still have Aiden Hutchinson leading this team into the field. You also bring in Jack Campbell from the draft. I mean, this is looking decent. Like, you're building a defense from scratch. Last season, the defense wasn't the best, and it still doesn't look like it's going to be the best per se. But you bring in players here, in Jack Campbell and Aiden Hutchinson. Well, of course, you drafted these two players, and you're just looking to see them do a lot better than last season. Well, especially with Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know about Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell was drafted this year, so you take that into account. But you get the point, guys. You just want to see his defense actually progress. You want to see his defense develop. And we'll see how it goes from there. Cameron Sutton is the left cornerback for the Lions. Jerry Jacobs is the right. I mean, the secondary, I'm not really too fond of, to be honest with you guys. I don't think the Lions secondary is all that there. I mean, Gardner Johnson's a decent pickup for the Lions, but just one player. I don't think Gardner Johnson is actually, like, as talented as, like, someone in that position. Like, maybe, who would I think of here? Like, he's not a Troy Polamalu that's gonna, like, change the course, the projection of a game because, he has a presence in the backfield. That's not what you're gonna get from Gardner Johnson, in my opinion. But let's go to the actual schedule and see what I predict for this Lions offense and defense this year. Alright, so here's my prediction for the Lions schedule this season. I have them going a average of 11-6, a ceiling of 13-4, and a floor of 6-11. This all depends on Jared Goff, of course. I think Jared Goff, if he can actually play a good quarterback role here for the Lions like he did last season, I think the Lions could actually be a chance to contend for the NFC North this season. Let's go through some of the games here. Week 1, I have them losing to KC. Week 2, I have them beating the Seahawks. Week 3, I have them losing to the Falcons. Week 4, I have them beating the Packers. They beat the Panthers, beat the Buccaneers, beat the Ravens in a close contest, beat the Raiders, beat the Chargers in a close contest, beat the Bears, beat the Packers, lose to the Saints, lose to the Bears in a close contest, beat the Broncos, lose to Minnesota in a close contest, lose to Dallas, and then they beat the Vikings to end the regular season. Let's go to my final thoughts about this Lions team. So what are my final thoughts on the Lions this season? Well, I think they have a lot of upside this coming season. I think they actually are going to be contenders in the NFC North for once in their season. I expect them to also make a playoff spot in this weak NFC division conference this season. The only problem I have with the Lions is that they're so young, though, man. They got rid of Hawkinson last season. They kind of, trying to just, rebuild from scratch, but also Dan Campbell seems like a decent head coach. It seems like he's actually, giving spark to this Lion team, and it's all good fun and games, but at the same time, does it win games? Even if this Lion team is actually prepared to like go to war and beat teams, it's still hard to get the job done just in general. So I want to see what this young team can do. I want to see this team make the playoffs for the first time in forever as well. And I think they can do that. I mean, Goff might not be the best quarterback running for the Lions right now. And I think next season, if they have a bad season this year, I think it's time to go out and draft a quarterback next season if they actually have to, because I don't think there's any excuses for this offense besides maybe the offensive line. But I think the offensive line is actually a decent offensive line to be able to help and hold the Lions to make the playoffs. So yeah, I don't see the Lions not being a contender in the NFC North this season. I can see them making the playoffs this season as well. I can even see them having a home game this playoff game coming up as playoff season as well. So I have high expectation for the Lions this season, but that is just my opinion on the Lions. My opinion might not actually be right, and I might be false. Maybe a team like the Packers or Bears come in and take over the NFC North from the Vikings. Who knows, right? But anyways, guys, if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button on the video if you liked it. Go to my Twitch page as well in the comment section, or not comments, in the description below. It's the Avatar Wolf, just to say. And follow me on Twitch. I'll see you guys next on, I believe it's the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, it's Green Bay. I'll see you guys then. Peace.